Hey guys, this is Anthony of Project Nova Zero. Today I'm going to be showing you a video on my two PS3s. Technically I have five, but right now I'm just showing you the two. Now, with this one, it doesn't work. This is a launch 60GB model. This one does work. It's a launch 20GB model. Now, why does this one work and this one doesn't? Well, this one has the yellow light of death, a very common issue with the older PS3s. Now, how does it happen? The thermal compound on the inside starts crumbling, and that means the processor is not getting the heat reduction it needs. And then, it heats up the solder balls that are under the processor, keeping it to the main board, and they'll start deforming and conjoining with one another, which causes it to short and gives it a yellow light signaling that it's not active, it doesn't work. Other ways of fixing this? Yeah, there are many ways. One of the ways is the easiest, but it does not last long by any means, maybe about 10 to 30 minutes at most, is you flip it upside down and you put a hairdryer in the back of it for about 20 minutes. That heats up the processor and heats up the solder balls, so it'll work for a short period of time. Now that's okay if you're backing up your data, but what do you want to do if you want to use it for a little bit and get the last bit of hope out of it? Then you do a reflow, which means you get a heat gun, you solder one processor and you solder the other one. Well, you heat it up and let the solder balls melt and then harden again. Then you put it all back together and it'll work for a good, good week to 3 weeks maybe, if you're lucky. But if you want a long-term fix, then you do a thing called a reball. Now, I highly recommend you do not do that yourself. You go to a service. I'm actually sending my really good-looking 60GB in for a reball because it needs it. And yeah, it should be back with me within a few weeks, which will be all good. So that's in there. But now about this one. What do I plan on doing with this one? Well, I'm not too sure yet. I might get it, you see, I don't have the screw in it, so this part can just pop right off, but I don't have anything really in need of it. I might sell for parts. I might sell as a complete unit, like how it is, or I might refloat and just sell it online. I'll probably do that. And yeah, I mean, it looks nice, but is it really worth fixing the old thing? Personally, yes, but I just don't need to. I have one that fully works, one that is gonna fully work, and yeah, I don't really need this one. It's not the best looking, but yeah. Now, let's say your PS3 does work. It does work right now, you can turn it on, power is on and everything. What should you do then? Let's see if this power's on right. Should. Then, if the power's on, great. Should you just use it normally? No. No, you should not. You should not do that at all. I highly recommend you don't do that. What you should do is you should replace the thermal compound. And what I mean by that is you open it up, you clean it with some alcohol, clean off the main board, the RSX and the cell processor. Clean those off with with basically a washcloth with alcohol on it. And what you do is you get a thermal compound called Arctic Silver 5, like that. This is one of the bigger containers they have. It's about $17. You can get one for $8 on eBay, which is that big. Worthless. If you want one good quality, get the big one. You get that, you put that in there. I would also recommend getting the copper plates, the copper CPU, GPU plates. I do not have those. I might get those soon for this one. That reduces the heat. That's the best thing you can do if you do not want to mod your system. Get the copper plates. Also, the high quality thermal compound on top of those copper plates. You're set. You'll be set with the heat reduction, and your processor will stay nice and cool. Now, does everything work? In my PS3, the 20 gig, At first, no. This one actually, the problem was the Blu-ray drive went out. So instead of replacing the laser, I just replaced it with a brand new drive and everything. It doesn't work good? Yeah, it does. See? The game loads and everything, no problem. Well, the first time I replaced it, there was a problem. It stopped reading discs again. So I was wondering what was going on. Then I realized that the 60 gigabyte disk drives are a bit different than the 20 gigabytes. So I had to get another 20 gigabyte disk drive. Which was a pain, but, you know, in order for it to work fully, I would want that. And, you know, this is now my personal PS3 that I have in my collection. Unfortunately, I don't have anything like in my room right now because it's being redone and everything, but yeah, I'm really happy with this PS3 because, you know, I have my fully good working backwards compatible units. This is Resistance 2 being played on it. As you can see, fully works and everything, which is a very rare thing to see nowadays with the old-fashioned PS3. Anyways, thank you for watching my video. Have a good one.